Hello, everybody. This is Alberto Kennedy. I'm doing this video because I've noticed with the people that I have been interacting with online via Twitter, Google communities, Facebook, my blog, and my clients that I have been talking to and checking on how they're doing and whatnot. I've noticed that they are, and the people that they know, have been feeling a great deal of spiritual pressure, like they're losing their mind, like they're feeling depressed when they're not clinically depressed, and they have not been diagnosed as a manic depressive or any type of psychological issues in the past. They have no history of this. All of a sudden, out of the blue, just since a couple of years, they've been developing these feelings, these emotions, thoughts that are chaotic and really are causing a great deal of stress and anxiety for these people. And I'm going like, okay, I had to meditate on this, like, because there's a lot of people that are going through this right now, and it's happening globally. It's like a global event, spiritually and psychically. So I had to commune with my ancestors. I had to commune with my spirits, the spirits that I work with, and this is what I came up with. And I wrote this and I want to share it with you because I think it's going to answer a lot of questions for people who are on the spiritual path, or who have been thrust into the spiritual path when they had no knowledge about psychic abilities, paranormal, the paranormal, and all that. And all of a sudden, it's been thrust upon them because they're going through these feelings, these thoughts that are not of their own, and so they're going like, what is this? Am I going crazy? No, you're not. So I wrote this. It's called Psychic Awakening, and I hope it answers a lot of questions for you. Have you been feeling more emotional than usual lately? Even over emotional or hypersensitive? Are you or have you experienced recently a state of being scatterbrained or your mind going a million miles per minute? Have you experienced migraines followed by deep and intense emotions of sadness, helplessness, vulnerability, and fear? Are these common to you? Have you always experienced these things, or are they symptoms you started experiencing only a couple of years ago? That's a good point of reference. You might want to analyze that. While I would be remiss if I didn't suggest you seek medical, psychological, or psychiatric help, which is highly important to do if you are experiencing these symptoms, you can also simultaneously explore spiritual and psychic possibilities. For example, I have noticed a great many people that I have come into contact with, um, who have out of the blue developed psychic and empathic abilities. These abilities leave you open to experience the emotions, thoughts, and physical sensations of others around you. With these abilities, you can be open to spiritual, emotional, mental, psychic, and echo energies, which can give you the sensation like you're losing your mind. You're not going crazy, trust me. Right now, around the world, people are spontaneously developing psychic and empathic abilities to varying degrees of strength, especially children who are born with these abilities but are taught and conditioned to suppress them. We were also taught and conditioned to suppress our natural psychic abilities. Well, guess what? Our defense mechanism to suppress our natural psychic abilities has been hacked. And these abilities refuse to be ignored. They are active and need to be acknowledged and controlled, which can be done in the following ways. Meditation. For those people who have a problem with meditation, here's the thing that works marvelously that you can do. Go for a walk. Exercise. When you go for a long walk, you notice that you are going to be relaxed after you go through the first phase of the walking. If you haven't walked, or if you haven't did any type of physical exertion and you lead a sedentary life, when you're walking or whatnot, you're going to go like, oh my god, this is so boring, or this is what. Well, when you get over that whole thing, you'll be in tune. You need to walk it out. Go for a long walk. And why people who exercise or go to the gym and whatnot, that's a form of meditation, believe it or not. And so meditate. Find whatever works for you, but meditate because you're going to need it. Use the binaural frequencies. Now, these frequencies are theta and delta frequencies to be specific. Theta, THETA, and delta, DELTA frequencies. You can find these frequencies on YouTube. You can listen to them. When you listen to them, they have a very calming effect. And what that does, it also helps you remove any type of obstacles on a subconscious level. That's how they work for me, and I use them religiously every night. You need to also understand you are not going crazy. That's the first thing that's our immediate go to. Have you noticed whenever things aren't working out right, or we're feeling something that is not empirically definable, or something that's not tangible? If we cannot wrap our mind around something logically, we instantly think, oh, we're going crazy. And so we shove it into the subconscious. You're not going crazy. What another thing you might want to do is consult your medical doctor, consult a doctor or a spiritual therapist if you feel you may be experiencing a combination of psychic abilities and possible mental health issues. This is very important. Admitting possible mental health issues is nothing to be ashamed about, nor is it a hallmark of weakness, because it isn't. It rather denotes courage and a willingness to overcome obstacles, which is a survival trait not everybody has. Not everybody's perfect. Not everybody is going to be ollie ollie oxen free. If you have certain issues, it is okay to seek help for them. Okay? Another thing I wrote, those who are experiencing this psychic awakening will go through or are going through mental, emotional, spiritual, and psychic roller coasters. It's like it's crazy. That's why you feel like you're going crazy, because it makes you feel like you're going crazy. You're not. When you're going through this, you're going to develop coping mechanisms, which further complicate the process of your spiritual awakening. The coping mechanisms most used by people: addiction, any mind-altering medium of self-medication people will use. Alienation, when you're going through all this, you will seek to distance yourself from people to diminish the influx of energy you're siphoning from them and to decrease the emotions and thoughts that you're absorbing from them or your surroundings. Another thing to do, I want to add, is when you're feeling that you're going through this, nature, walking and going into nature really helps soothe the subconscious mind and helps you manage the awakening of your psychic abilities, because they're going to be awakened. Right now, this is a time where everybody's going through this. They're awakening. You have no choice in the matter. It's going down, basement status, and you're going to have to cope with it. Because this is psychic and spiritual because this is a psychic and spiritual global event, this is happening to almost everybody to varying degrees. It's happening right now, and it will continue because we are spiritually evolving at an accelerated rate. Do your research and investigate this phenomenon as best you can. To manage the discomfort, use the techniques I've listed above. Another thing that people do in order to cope, it's going to be more of a reaction, and it's going to be instinctive. You won't be able to help it. You will be confronting people. There's going to be spontaneous confrontations that you yourself will initiate. This will happen because the expulsion of all undealt with experiences in the subconscious are automatically going to have to be dealt with to make room for all the information and energy you are absorbing by way of your new abilities. Okay, so this is really important. You're not going crazy. And use the resources that I just let you know about, because you're going to need this in order to develop your abilities. Why? I know that's a question that people are going to throw at me. Why is this happening? Why is this global event happening on the spiritual level, psychic level? Why are people developing their abilities now? I think it's part of our spiritual evolution as a species. I think that people are growing. A lot of people are not going to deal well with it. A lot of people are going to go, pardon my French, ape shit crazy. And a lot of people won't be able to make the spiritual leap. A lot of people won't be able to deal with the influx of all the information on a mental, spiritual, emotional, and psychic level. And it's going to affect their psychological state. For some people, that will happen. But if you use the techniques that I gave you, I think it'll be an easier and manageable process. These abilities, mind you, we are spiritual beings. We are here to help each other, and we are here to evolve. It's not just not here to make money, work, and what. We were designed for bigger and better things on a spiritual level. And now is a time that we are evolving. Every species has their moment where they evolve to the next step. We are evolving to the next step spiritually. That's what's happening. I hope you get this information out. It was very difficult getting it to you guys because I had obstacles galore. So I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but I feel that maybe there was something out there that they didn't want this information out there. I hope you get it, because I am going to always do my best to bring light to dark places, because that's how I get down. Okay? If you have any questions, hit me up on my Facebook, my blog, Alberto's Grimoire, at blogspot.com. Get at me. Okay. Thank you. I'll be back.